What's going on, everyone? Welcome to J Sports. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press that post notification bell so you never miss another one of these videos, especially on the trade deadline. That's right. It's the trade deadline in the MLB. It's beyond 3 p.m. Eastern. I was getting ready. 3 p.m. Pacific, I'm sorry. The trade deadline is over. Now, there might still be some teams that are kind of pushing out and all of that, waiting and all, but waiting to make some noise. But we got a lot to talk about the loud and loud debut. Los Angeles Dodgers have lost out on the Juan Soto trade. Now, this, of course, look, we're going to talk about how this trade will impact LA because they let the Padres win. But look, as I told you, I thought it was a no-go. Juan Soto is one of the best players in the MLB, period. I don't care what anybody says. He's just one of the best ever. He Hall of Fame trajectory, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams type of guy, type of player. He's just awesome at the plate. He's great in the zone, great plate discipline, great outfielder. So, look, the Padres, they got someone really, really good. But we'll talk about this. So the Padres also get Josh Bell in addition to Juan Soto. And they actually give up a couple of prospects. So they give up C.J. Abrams, who was the 10th top prospect going into the year, the 6th pick in 2019. Robert Hassel III, he was the 18th prospect in baseball. He was the, 8th pick in 2020. James Wood, the 88th best prospect in baseball, I think is what it is. And Mackenzie Gore. Now, there was also a couple of other players, I don't remember their names, that were also given up in addition for Josh Bell. Now, if you're going to get Josh Bell, someone who's doing extremely well, you're going to have to, Bell, get it? Bell. You're going to have to give up some pretty good talent. Now, there's also another prospect, that could be added, right? But hey, there you go. Now, they get Josh Bell as well, who's got an OPS of about 875 with 14 home runs. He's got one more year left on his contract. Eric Hosmer was supposed to be a part of the trade. He was basically the captain in this trade. Scott Boras is representing both him and Juan Soto. And so he had a 10-team no-trade clause list, and that included the Washington National. So there was talk that the Padres would have to eat most of his salary, and then the Nationals would have to eat the rest of the $8 million that he has to be paid. So, right, so there was a chance that he could that he could have gone, but there was also the chance he could have said no, and he did. He didn't go to the Washington Nationals. He ended up getting his wish, and he basically said, F you, San Diego, F off. I'm not going to Washington. Are you kidding me? The worst team in baseball? And look, the Washington Nationals, they are the worst team in baseball right now. Their ownership is just not very, very smart, and they're just known for giving away talent. Anthony Rendon and Bryce Harper and Trey Turner and Max, I was about to say Muncy, Scherzer, and now, what's his name, Juan Soto and Josh Bell. So now, this is an ownership that maybe, again, the previous owner said, you deal with it, we'll come in and we'll do better things, and that's exactly what happened. So look, we've also got to talk about Joey Gallo, JD Martinez, Ian Happ, and Anthony Bass. And look, I think if you're talking about who the Dodgers could have gotten, right, the trade deadline is over. I think Ian Happ and David Robertson would have been a good combo. Because look, Happ, he's a good switch hitter. Robertson, he's a good insurance piece for the bullpen. But look, he wasn't traded to the Dodgers, so there you go. Now, I think Joey Gallo he's an all right hitter, and that's who the Dodgers got, and we'll do another video on him, right? We also talked about Pablo Lopez and Luis Castillo, who was traded to the Mariners, and Lopez is actually doing better than Castillo is in terms of the numbers. Now look, how this trade impacts LA. You got now a big three in San Diego. Fernando Tatis Jr. is gonna come back in a few weeks. Then you got Manny Machado. Then you've got Juan Soto, and if you want a number 4 piece, number 5 piece, you could go like, I don't know, I guess Hosmer, but also, but really Josh Bell. And then you have the big three in the Dodger organization on the Dodgers. You got Betts, Trey Turner, and Freeman, and then you could add Smith. And then you could possibly add Lexx. Then you could possibly add Outman. Then you could possibly add Trace Thompson. Then you could possibly add Chris Taylor. But in terms of, the big top three, there's now going to be that clash. Now, who's the better players? I think Tatis is better in some ways, but I'll take Trey Turner over Fernando Tatis Jr. That's just me. Now, look, you got to give AJ Preller. He's the kind of guy that, again, last night I said or today I said he cries out wolf. Ah! Boy who cries wolf. Look, you got to give the Padres credit. They were willing to spend and spend big. He was willing to give up the San Diego Zoo, Legoland, Old Town, the Channel 4, Channel 5 News, Tijuana, Rosarito. He was willing to give up, I think I said Legoland. He was willing to give up SeaWorld. He was willing to give up the train stations there, the bus stations, the best Mexican food you've had. Although I think LA has that. He was willing to give up the homes in San Diego. He was willing to give up tickets to or just a San Diego State football team. He was willing to give up everything for Juan Soto. So you got to give the Padres credit there. Now look, how this impacts LA. Did they make a mistake? Well, people will say, oh my God, well, they should have gotten Juan Soto. They should have gone for him because they weren't asking for much. Look, they gave up they didn't give up a lot. Well, kind of. They gave up their number 1 prospect. You're talking Bobby Miller. They gave up their number 3. You're talking like Diego Cartaya. Then you're probably talking Michael Busch. And then you're probably talking James Goatman, as Doug McCain calls him, and James Outman. You're talking about all of those guys. You're talking about Pedro Pajes. You're talking about all those guys that we would have had to give up. And I don't think that that's a good idea. Probably even Ryan Pepio. There is such thing as the Dodger tax. A lot of people understand. Look, the Dodgers have the best farm system in the league. Well, maybe not the best, but they have the top 10, and in some years the top 5 in the league. You have the Dodgers have some of the best hitters in the whole league. They have some of the best They have the best pitching staff. They're just an amazing team. So we're gonna charge them an arm and a leg more than any other team because of what they have. And so maybe Andrew Friedman was thinking, look, we don't want to have to go for that. We don't want to have to give up so many of our prospects just for Juan Soto. And I could see that. I could see why Andrew Friedman would say that. And so, look, I think what this does is it creates it creates a better environment. It creates a better entertainment kind of game. It does a lot for the sport of baseball when the Padres now have great hitters. And now the Washington Nationals get a pretty good farm system out of it. And, you got the best players on the Dodgers. I just listed a lot of them. Taylor, Lux, Smith, Outman, Thompson, Betts, Turner, Freeman, all these guys, Edwin Rios. And then if you get the arms back, you got if Blake Trinan can come back. He's been a bit cagey with the media, right? If you can get Dustin May to come back into the premium spot in the starting positions or in the bullpen, and then all of that. So if you can do that, well, guess what? Boom! It absolutely works out. So I mean, you bring back your arms, you bring back a lot of injured players, then boom, the Dodgers could be untouchable. And now you have the Padres who, look, I don't think that they're going to be beating the possible Atlanta Braves in the wild card series, a wild card game. There's no way that's going to happen. I don't see it. But they have a chance now with Josh and Soto, who could then partner up with Machado and Tatis. So, look, it's a crazy way that this could impact LA. But look, LA needs to stay healthy. LA needs to not go where they were last year, where Scherzer, Urias, and Buehler ran out of gas, and then you had Kershaw, Muncy, and Justin Turner injured, and it was just a really bad deal for LA going into the playoffs. Could the Dodgers win the World Series? Yes, I think so. Will they? No. But they have a chance. They have a chance. Now, they did add Joey Gallo. I'll have to talk about that. I'm not that impressed by the trade. He's an okay hitter. We've already got Cody Bellinger that's not doing so hot. Defensively, he adds more to the Dodgers in terms of defense kind of value. Hitting, and once in a while, Joey Gallo. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. But either way, the Padres have now acquired Juan Soto and Josh Bell, and they got another dude from the Cincinnati Reds. So they really made some good noise. I'm telling you, they made some big noise in this trade deadline. The Dodgers, I don't think, I mean, they got Chris Martin. They got another prospect who was 18 years old. He's going to be in the minor leagues. He's going to be developed in the farm. And then they got Joey Gallo. They gave up Jake Lamb, and they gave up Mitch White. I'm kind of happy they gave up Mitch White. He was okay, but Jake Lamb, a guy who did really good, what's wrong with the Dodgers? For Joey Gallo? And then they give up Clayton Beeter. So, look, we're going to go into all of that. So, as you can tell, I'm excited and also kind of mad. It was kind of a dull trade deadline for the Dodgers this year. So, we'll get into all of that. And if you want to see all of that, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press the post notification bell so you never miss another one of these trade deadline videos, because there's more coming up. And, of course, support our PayPal link. This is how we can do these videos. We can do the research that it takes to put these videos together. Our scriptwriters can do their thing and all of that. So let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.